Jai Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai
Jai Advaita Chandra Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Would someone like to read?
Can I read?
Sure.
In this connection, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu related a story from Srila Madhavacharya's commentary on the fifth canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 5.5.10 to 13. This story involved the instructions of an astrologer, Sarvagyana, to a poor man who came to him to have his future told. When the astrologer saw the man's horoscope, he was astonished that the man was so poor, and he said to him, "Why are you so unhappy? From your horoscope, I can see that you have a hidden treasure left to you by your father. However, the horoscope indicates that your father could not disclose this to you because he died in a foreign place. But now you can search out this treasure and be happy." This story is cited because the living entity is suffering due to his ignorance of hidden treasure of his supreme father, Krishna. That treasure is love of Godhead, and in every Vedic scripture, the conditioned soul is advised to find it. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, although the conditioned soul is the son of the wealthiest personality, the personality of Godhead, he does not realize it. Therefore, the Vedic literature is given to him to help him search out his father and his paternal property.
So, Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5. There's a story. Lord Chaitanya is telling this to Sanatana Goswami, that the astrologer is telling this poor man that why you are so worried, why you're so distressed. You have such a treasure, your father is very rich. He just could not tell you, but you actually have a great hidden treasure. Once you find the treasure, you're going to be very, very happy. So Lord Chaitanya points out that all the Vedic scriptures tell the same thing. What is it? To find out that we are suffering. Why are we suffering? Each of us, we have our distresses. We may have happiness, sure, but it's temporary. But the distress comes again. So why? Why is the suffering there? Why? Because ignorance. What's the ignorance? We have forgotten our relationship with Krishna. That's the reason we are suffering here in the material world. The love of Krishna that each of us have, we have forgotten it. And we are advised, it's the Vedas are telling us, search out this love, cultivate this love, develop this love. It's there with you. You have simply forgotten it. So, this is what Lord Chaitanya is saying.
The astrologer further advised the poor man, "Don't dig on the southern side of your house to find the treasure, for if you do so, you will be attacked by a poisonous wasp and will be baffled in your efforts to find the treasure. Search on the eastern side, where there is actual life, which is devotional service or Krishna consciousness. On the southern side, there are Vedic rituals. On the western side, there is mental speculation. And on the northern side, there is meditational yoga."
So, then the story continues that the astrologer is giving directions to the man how to easily find the treasure. What did we say the treasure was? Anyone? Love for Krishna. That's the real treasure. So how can we find the real treasure? So the astrologer is telling the poor man how to find it. He's saying, don't dig from the southern side. Means don't go via the Vedic rituals. If you try to find this Krishna prema by performing all the Vedic ritualistic sacrifices, no, you're just going to get distracted. You won't be able to reach your goal. Poisonous wasp will be baffled because the Vedas are so vast and the flowery language of the Vedas is so confusing, so distracting. People might get distracted to go to the heavenly planets, perform some yajna, some dan punya, to get a heavenly life. So that's why it said baffled. We won't be able to find. Then the astrologers also saying, don't go from the western side. Means don't take the Gyan path. Because that's mental speculation. It's not going to help you revive your love for Krishna. He's saying, don't go from the northern side. Means which one? The mystic yoga process. Why? Because that will give you only to the Ashta Siddhis, the 8 Siddhis. Again, you will be baffled. Or even if you reach up to the position of finding the Paramatma, still you will not be able to revive your loving relationship with Krishna. That is only with bhakti. That's the eastern side. So he's saying you will very easily, if you engage in bhakti, in devotional service, you can find this treasure of Krishna prema.
The astrologer's advice should be carefully noted by everyone. If one searches for the ultimate goal by the Vedic ritualistic process, he will surely be baffled. Such a process involves the performance of rituals under the guidance of a priest who takes money in exchange for service. A man may think he will be happy by performing such rituals, but this is not true. Even if he does gain some result from them, it is only temporary. His material distresses will continue, so he will never become truly happy by following the ritualistic process. Instead, his material pangs will increase more and more. The same may be said for digging on the northern side, on searching for the treasure of love of Godhead by means of meditational yoga process. The perfection of this process is to think oneself one with the Supreme Lord. But this merging into Supreme is like being swallowed by a large serpent. Sometimes a small serpent is swallowed by a large serpent, and merging into spiritual existence of the Supreme is analogous. The small serpent is searching after perfection, he is swallowed. This is spiritual suicide. On the western side, there is also an impediment in the form of Yaksh, an evil spirit who protects the treasure. Which is Jnana Yoga, the speculative process of self realization. The idea is that a hidden treasure can never be found by one who asks the favor of a yaksha to attain it. The result is that one will simply be killed. So while the yogi is practicing meditation, is like a small serpent being swallowed by a large serpent. Practicing this speculative process to attain the treasure of love of Godhead is also suicidal.
So going on to explain as we just said, that it's only by bhakti that we can approach Krishna, that we can revive this Krishna prema treasure. We can get this treasure of love of Godhead, which is there in everyone's heart. The other processes of following karmakand, Vedic rituals, are just going to get us baffled. They'll take us from one heavenly planet to another, bring us back to the earth, and still continue our material existence and create, in fact, more and more material desires. And if we perform the Gyan path, pursue the Gyan path, is like spiritual suicide, because then one does not want to exist anymore. That's the aim. Oh, I don't want to exist anymore, but that's not true. We are eternal souls. We are eternally exist, cannot annihilate our existence. And that of a yogi is also saying that being merged into the as a big, small serpent is swallowed by a large serpent. So that's not the way we are going to find the treasure of love of Krishna. The only way we will be able to find it is bhakti.
The only
Can we
possibility
continue?
search for the hidden treasure. Sorry, yeah. The only possibility then is to search for the hidden treasure on the eastern side, which represents the process of devotional service in full Krishna consciousness. Indeed, the process of devotional service is itself the perpetual hidden treasure, and one who attains to it becomes perpetually rich. One who is poor in devotional service to Krishna is always in need of material gain. Sometimes he suffers the bites of poisonous creatures and is baffled, and sometimes he follows the philosophy of monism and thereby loses his identity and is swallowed by a large serpent. It is only by abandoning all this and becoming fixed in Krishna consciousness, devotional service to the Lord, that one can actually achieve the perfection of life.
Because any other path is not going to give us this perfection of Prema Pumartha Mahan. The goal of life is to revive our love for Krishna. And that can be easily revived when we engage in devotional service. Devotional service begins by by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. If we are going to take the processes, other processes, we will be baffled in our attempts. We won't be able to. And at some point or the other, we will have to take up devotional service. So it's just a question of matter of time, whether we want to do it now or we want to do it at a later stage in life or after many, many lifetimes. The choice is ours. But the only way to get the ultimate perfection is by devotional service.
Chapter 5: How to Approach God. In truth, all Vedic literature directs the human being towards the perfect stage of devotion, the paths of fruitive activity. Speculative knowledge and meditation do not lead one to the perfection stage, but the Lord is actually approachable by one who follows the process of devotional service. Therefore, all Vedic literature recommends that one accept this process. In this regard, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted from the Lord's instructions to Uddhava in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.14, 20 to 21. Na shaddayati mam yogo, na shankyam dharma uddhava, na swadhyasya yas tapastyago, yatha bhaktir mamojita. Bhaktyaham ekaya grahya, shraddayatma shatam, bhakti punati mannishtha swapakan api sambhavat. My dear Uddhava, neither philosophical speculation nor meditational yoga nor penances can give me such pleasure as devotional service practiced by the living entity. I am dear only to my devotees, and I can be achieved only by devotional service. Even an extremely low-born person will become free from all contamination if he takes to my devotional service. Devotional service is the only path by which one can achieve the Supreme Person.
So here, Lord Chaitanya is citing Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, where Krishna is giving instructions to Uddhav. This is called the Uddhav Gita. Just as Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, Krishna also spoke to Uddhav, gave him many instructions. Very beautiful, the 11th canto. These instructions, and Lord Krishna is telling Uddhav that it's only by devotional service that one can know me, that one can know God. That's why it's called the science of devotional service. It's not just some theory, some speculation. No, it's not just something to think about or to, imagine. No, it's true. It's real. One can actually revive love for Krishna by by performing bhakti. One can actually go back home, back to Godhead. One can actually be situated in one's own swarup. Krishna himself also says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Bhaktya mam abhijanati, that it's only by devotional service that I can be known. And there's so many places he says also that to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So how can we get the knowledge of perfection? Only when we engage in devotional service. Krishna is saying that in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. To those who are constantly serving me with love, I give the understanding of the understanding by which they can come to me. Yeah. Then he's saying also that he is the one who cleans the darkness from the heart of the devotees. And with the shining lamp of knowledge, he illuminates, takes away all the ignorance. So there's so much evidence. Krishna keeps saying this instructions to us.
Devotional service is the only perfection accepted by all Vedic literatures. Just as when a poor man receives some treasure, he becomes happy. When one attains to devotional service, his material pains are automatically vanquished. As one advances in devotional service, he attains love of Godhead, and as he advances in this love, he becomes free from all material bondage. One should not think, however, that the disappearance of poverty and the liberation from bondage are the goals of devotional service. Love of Krishna, love of God, is itself the goal, and it consists in relishing reciprocation of loving service with the Lord. In all Vedic literatures, we find the attainment of this loving relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord is the goal of devotional service. Our actual function is devotional service, and our ultimate goal is love of Godhead. Therefore, in all Vedic literatures, Krishna is the ultimate center, and through knowledge of Krishna, all problems of life are solved.
So then again, he continues explaining all the Vedas are saying bhakti, devotional service. So when a poor man gets some money, he becomes very happy. Similarly, anyone who is attaining pure devotional service, automatically he gets free from all miseries, because that's liberation actually. Pure devotional service, where the modes don't trouble him anymore. He's beyond the modes. There's no more miseries. They're vanished. But that's not yet the goal. Just to get rid of our material miseries is not the goal. The goal is actually to be situated in this loving relationship which we have with Krishna. That is the goal of devotional service. The process, devotional service, and the goal, to have loving relationship with Krishna. So all the Vedic literatures, Krishna is the ultimate center, and through knowledge of Krishna, all problems of life are solved. Our actual function is devotional service, and our ultimate goal is love of Godhead. So, Prema Pamartho Mahan. All the scriptures say that. Prema Pamartho Mahan. Love of God. That is the goal of human life. Should we stop here?
Yes, yeah, we can do tomorrow. No? Yes.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
anyone have anything to add or question? Okay, thank you so much for listening in and joining in. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.